Hello, my name is Howard Saucier. I'm a member of First Presbyterian Church, Rockwall, Texas. We are here to do a time for young disciples. Today we have a godly play story. Are you ready to enter into godly play? Remember, we need to be quiet and calm to enter into godly play because we are here to worship God. Are you ready? When Mary was a little girl, she used to wonder what life would be like when she grew up. The years went by, and then something happened that was a little hard to explain. The angel Gabriel came to her and told her that God had chosen her to be the mother of God. Mary was a little confused. What does that mean? She was about to be married to a wonderful man, a carpenter from Nazareth named Joseph. Then the angel came to Joseph and told him that Mary was going to have a child and the baby would be God. Now, Joseph's a little confused after that, but he and Mary were married. When the baby was born, they named that child Jesus. There would be a few confusing events in the life of Jesus. When he was still very young, Joseph and Mary took him to Jerusalem, to the temple, to present him to God. That was a thing back then. Old Simeon was there waiting for them. When he saw Jesus, he announced to everybody that was there, "Now I can die. I have seen the Messiah." When he was about 12, Mary and Joseph were in Jerusalem and they lost Jesus. They looked all over for him. When they found him, he was in the temple. He looked at them and said, "Didn't you know I would be in my Father's house?" Joseph's house was in Nazareth, next to the carpentry shop. That was a little confusing. When Jesus began to teach, he returned to his home synagogue. One time he was reading from the scroll of Isaiah about the coming of the Messiah. He turned to those around listening and told them, "I am the one." Now Mary would remember the visit from Gabriel before the child was born, and she kind of understood what he meant. But the people of Nazareth were angry. They wanted to throw him off a cliff. One time at a wedding, he changed water into wine. Once when he was teaching, Mary and his brothers came to listen to him. He looked at them and told them that those who were following him were his family, not them. That would have confused Jesus' brothers. When Jesus went to Jerusalem for the last time, Mary was with him. She was standing next to one of the disciples, probably John, when they hung him on a cross. What was she thinking? What was she feeling? Jesus looked up at her and said, "Woman, behold your son." He looked at the disciple next to her and said, "Behold your mother." That disciple, probably John, took Mary into his own home and cared for her in her old age. When Jesus died and was buried in a tomb, Mary was there. The next day must have been very sad and empty for Mary. The next Sunday, the first Easter, Mary and some of the other women were on their way to the tomb just to be near Jesus. But they found the stone had been rolled away. His body was not there. Somehow Jesus was still with them, just as he is still with us today. When the disciples returned from Mount Olivet after Jesus ascended, Mary and his brothers were with them. They waited in the upper room with the others. Mary was there a week later when a great wind blew through and the Holy Spirit came as a fire. No one knows where Mary was buried or when she died. A lot of people are still very close to Mary. They name churches after her. They make pilgrimages to places where she seems very close. So this story really never ends. Instead of an ending, we will lay some of Mary's flowers. These are forget-me-nots. Just as we will not forget Mary, the mother of Jesus. I wonder, what part of the story do you like best? I wonder what part is the most important. I wonder, can we take a part out and still have all the story that we need? Thank you for being with me as we learn more about Mary, the mother of Jesus. Until next time, be safe, behave, and be kind to one another. God bless.